What is up, gents? Great Night Dude here. We did a huge apocalypse type battle. We do it once every year at Alternate Universes in Bluebell. Jack, Craig, everybody who was involved, like, it was such a fun time. I played it years and years and years ago, and it was just insane with all the rules in Apocalypse. Being in 9th edition now and having the rules simplified and how they played this matchup was just super fun. It was basically 6-on-6, 6 table wide, and all the terrain in the world. So 5,000 points each person was able to bring, and then we put them on each team. So 6 people on one side, 6 people on the other side, all random, and then you played like objectives and kill the warlords and stuff like that. So it was just super fun. We're going to talk about it. We're going to go through pictures. I recorded some of it, so you guys can check that out. But yeah, so let's get into it. I actually took a bunch of pictures in the beginning over some people's armies, and I brought Great Knights, obviously. We were able to bring 8 dreadknights, because you can do 4 detachments. So we did 4 grandmasters, 4 regular dreadknights, and stuff like that. So let me pull this up for you guys. So this is the first picture I took. That was Craig right there, just kind of like getting ready. Everybody else was listening to Jack talk about the scenarios and missions. But this is how long the table is. The table is super long. There's a huge building in the middle of the table. Yeah, it was ginormous. So the rule with the table was you couldn't, when you set up on your table, you could only go like deep strike on the right side or left side of the table. You can't go 6 tables down because it would just take too long to run back and forth and roll saves and stuff like that. So they kept it good where you could only go within the next 3 tables. So when I got set up, I was set up all the way on the edge. This is my army. So we were able to bring 4 detachments. I brought 3 assassins with it. We brought 3 tech priests, 6 dreadnoughts, bunch of, I think I brought 40 interceptors, bunch of strikes, and 8 basically dreadknights. I borrowed a bunch of this. This isn't all me, so don't think I'm that crazy. This was the list if you want to pause it and check that out. Took a bunch of pictures of mine. So this is another army. This was AdMech. So I had 2 AdMech players on both sides of me, which just hurt really bad one turn. You guys will watch that. We had looks like a con list. So it was really, really fast list, super jumpy, a bunch of tanks. He was all the way on the far side, so I didn't really see much of that. This is Jack's army. Bunch of big nids. He's got the Forge world nids there. They hit really hard. And then we got some Imperial Guard. He was on our side. He has 3 of the like Baneblade big things. These things just do so much damage. They just hit everybody on the entire table. Necrons. So this was really cool. He's got the throne guy, this weird, I'd never seen this before, and then this big apocalypse type monolith that died and then was able to bring it back because of the one redeploy rule. Another unit, this was on the other team. This guy was going against the Khan army. He had 2 of these big things that survived like most of the, so many guns, most of the fight. He survived. And then we had Eldar. Eldar was on my team. He had this huge Eldar flyer that just destroyed everything. A bunch of jet bikes, this walking dude. God, I haven't played in so long. Chaos, this was across from me. So I actually faced TJ, who let me borrow some of his Grey Knights. And this was across from me that I had to face. Turn 1, we actually went first, and I'll tell you about that, how we have to bid for it. But he had a whole bunch of these Chaos Knights, 2 Defilers, 2 Helldrakes, and a bunch of like Forge World guys, which obviously, because that's what they needed. This is Craig. He brought the big walking warsuit with a big ass gun. This thing starts with 100 wounds. He had this little guy, these 2 little guys, and a bunch of little troops. But this was basically his army, 5,000 points. So it actually lasted till turn 4, which everybody was impressed by. We had some nids. This was on our side, and this is what he brought. He brought 2 of the big, which this is all 3D printed, by the way. So he brought 2 of the big Hierophants. I think that's what they're called. And then he brought 2 of the flying ones. So they died pretty easily, not gonna lie. But he also did have all of the Hive Guard in the world hiding on our side. So this was the right side of the table. This was the center of the table, and that was my side of the table. So I actually deployed right here on this table. I had Craig over there, and then I had the Frank, who was the guard player here. Admech on this side, Chaos, and then Admech on that side. So I literally was in the middle of both Admech armies, and they just shot the shit out of me. So that was fun. This was what we had to set up, and that's Jack explaining all the rules. So how the rules worked was there was an objective, kind of like this, on each table edge. There was either this or a statue of like the wing ladies. This was a video. Just everybody set up. He's actually explaining the rules, and I'm just like recording. Crap, I don't know why I went sideways. But set up basically everything 12 inches up. There are objective markers. Let me see if I can find one. There's the Eldar. But right there, see that angel right there? That's an objective marker in the middle of the table. So if they control that, they get points towards the final battle. The Nids couldn't even like put their guys on their side of the table. That's how big they are. There's the other Nids castled up in the corner. And then this is the final table over here where we have the Khan, and then we have the Imperial Guard on the other side. So that was super awesome. So this is basically how we set up. Again, we had Chaos. Now, how they started it was you have to bid. So everybody had a certain amount of CP that they brought to the game, and you were able to bid who wants to go first. Now, going back to it, I probably would have bid 0. Like our whole team should have just bid 0, and then went second. Knowing you were going to go second, and then whatever you bid, those CP go to the other team, and then they could divvy up on the other side. So I bid almost all of them. Basically, everybody bid almost all of them on our side. I think we bid like 32 CP. So they were able to get 32 of our CP on their side, but we went first. So if we didn't go first, would have been a completely different matchup because the guy next to me lost 3 Bane Blades on turn 1. So that kind of sucked. So this was the first kind of deployment. We just moved up everything as far forward as we possibly could. That's the other Admech player. Over here, we're basically just castling. I have my 1 skill that I can spend 1 CP, and everything around it rerolls 1s to wound. And then I have my Grandmaster, which everything rerolls 1 to hit, because they're all sword bearers. So basically all the dreads and all the knights were basically just rerolling 1s on wounds and hits, which was just such a good combo for this. Like the guy Kevin who played next to us was like, dude, that's so good. And I'm like, yeah, I should definitely play this more in like actual games. And then we had the Helldrakes fly in. A bunch of my interceptors died, but we still had all these dreadknights. So after my turn 1 or turn 2, I believe Kevin, there's him. Him and the other Admech player and Chaos all went for the dreadknights, and I lost like 5 dreadknights in 1 turn. So this was the Imperial Guard. He had 3 Bane Blades set up right here. Not anymore. The Admech just shot the shit out of everything because you don't need line of sight because they're monstrous things. And he had this big building blocking the Admech. So this is kind of like bad placement on our part. Like I probably should have played the Grey Knights over here, and then I was able to like jump in and do all the shenanigans. But it's whatever. It was still fun. And then he had this huge wall on this side, which we couldn't see that way. They couldn't see this way. So it was basically 3-on-3 most of the battle. It was like us 3 versus the 3 on the other edge of the quarter or the tables, like those 3 down there. So they were just all fighting back there. We were all fighting on our side. Those 3 died on turn 1, and then we lost the Hierophant on turn 1. But this turn, I think, was when we started losing all the dreadknights. That was my objective that I literally sat on the entire fight. I was like, all right, I'm going to control this objective as much as possible. So I just kept keeping my guys on there, keep getting the points. If you spend an action point, you get 10 points, I believe, if they live for your turn. And then, yeah, so we're going to play some of the videos. You guys can take a look at those. And then we'll come back at the end. I'll give you my my wrap up for the Apocalypse match.
These are worth, I believe it's 1 point per. Let me go to it. There we go. I moved it around too much. At the end of the command phase, each team scores a number of victory points for each player placed objective they control based on the current round. So turn 1, they're each worth 1. Turn 2, they're each worth 2, etc., etc., etc. Okay. We will do the scoring standard like we've always done. We'll start at 1 table and work our way down, and then we'll do the secondaries from 1 table and work our way down.
Alright, so we got some dead robots over here. These guys kind of unloaded into what was over here. We killed a bunch of these guys. We killed almost all the Striders besides one. And then all the tanks are just kind of like laying to waste. That big Titanic thing over there died. The big Titanic thing over there died. 2 Defilers died. The spawn that was in the Defiler died. These guys came up. Did you shoot these guys yet?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. There's a lot of melter, right? Yeah. The assassin teleported or just got right there and then shot one random beast. He still has all those dudes back there. We still have all that. Some guy over here blew up 18 inches. One of the admech things over here blew up 18 inches and just... the assassin, though, I brought the Vindicare, shot 72 inches, did 3 damage to one of the... one of the characters over there, but I rolled a 2, and on a 3 up with the headshot, he gets a mortal wound, which would have killed him, but I didn't get it. That would have got me a CP. So, damn it. This big ass thing. And then what else do we got over here? Again, more big ass tanks. All the Eldar kind of going crazy. I know nothing that's going on these side of the tables because you're only allowed to be on your table and then the corresponding tables, so it doesn't have people walk around the entire day. So, but we got a lot of dreads lined up, so we're gonna get a lot of shots coming back in from that side. I will let you know how we're doing. Might as well. We got some Tyranids over here moving up. Holy shit, this guy's in combat. I can still smell the primer. Oh my god, all of the Hive Guard in the world. Just ignoring everything. Con?
Other guys over there?
6 guards and 1 ball.
Fucking still trying to charge.
Sorry, I wanted to do
Lots of big ass tanks.
There's some more guns I would have been
So let me go over the missions. So there's like these cool statues. There's one over there. There's like one Eldar one here. There's one on each table, corresponding like on each side. So there should be like one over there somewhere. And what you do with those is if you have a unit, you can actually do an action like this one's one. So you do an action and it gets a point if they live next turn. Also, each person has their own objective that they set up at the beginning of the game. And when they do that, they have to be within 18... I'm sorry, you can only deploy within 24 inches. So basically I had this little table right here within 24 inches to deploy. Where's your objective?
Right there.
Yeah, so his is like right there. The other guy's was right in the middle there. And then this thing. So if they can get there and control that, they get points. And that's kind of how we do the secondaries. Then if we kill a warlord, we get, what, 20 points or something?
Yes.
20 points. If we kill a character in combat, you get 10.
If you kill the warlord in combat, it's an extra.
Gotcha. So if you kill characters, you don't get any extra
No,
points.
just
Okay.
the warlord.
So just warlords. Our warlord is the Sigil of Exigence guy right in the middle. So we shall see. We'll be back. What did Khan do?
For the call!
So Khan did some. We still have an hour and 12 minutes left, but we're like almost done already.
Lost 2 Terminators to Overwatch.
What? That is awesome. So I forgot to mention with the psychic powers, we got off. We did one CP to reroll wounds over here. Only 2 armor resilience went off. Hammerhand went off. Sanctuary on that unit went off. Gate didn't go off. The move, shoot, jump, both didn't go off. So I really only had like 3 or 4 psychic powers that went off. But yeah, so lots of shit going on. I don't even know what Khan did over here.
Holy shit!
What did Khan do?
They died for the con. They died for the con. That's
Oh, gotcha. That's why you ran around yelling Khan.
yeah, they died for the con.
So he assaulted, I overwatched, I blew 3 of them up. He then rolled 6 from morale, which equals 9, which is 1 above 8. And then he rolled 1 for the combat.
That is hilarious.
I apologize. I charged.
Yeah, cool. That's a lot of guys, though.
We're gonna take 5 and then we're gonna start back up.
How did this go?
I killed 3 scarabs. He killed Gaunts.
This guy killed Gaunts and 3 scarabs.
Yeah.
All that's dead over there, or? Okay. But you still got the Tomb Lord in the corner.
Yeah.
He looks so fucking badass.
He's gonna have to do some work.
He killed scarabs.
He killed 3 scarabs.
Listen, he wasn't going to do anything all game.
Did any come back?
And you took how many things?
3.
Oh my god. What did this thing do?
He finished blowing up
Oh, the big thing?
transport.
Nice.
Big thing was dead before he had a chance.
They look beautiful, by the way. Good paint job. Did you do all this yourself?
This is conditions.
Oh, it looks fantastic. I'm gonna ask if this guy did his himself. You like getting like high over here.
I feel like I'm getting so loud.
Yes, 100%. Alright, so
Again, in the, like, when you pile
dead pile. We lost 5 dreads, a bunch of interceptors, a couple strikes. Both assassins are dead. These 2 interceptors are dead. So all we have left really are strikes, Grandmaster, interceptors, Grandmaster, 6 dreads, 3 tech priests, a regular dread, strikes, and a chaplain, which I hate the chaplain, and a Vindicare. And that's about it. So we're probably going to last one more turn. This would be top of 3. This thing down here, I don't know how many wounds. It's only got 19 plus 20, 39 more wounds. I think it started at 100. Controlling that. Yeah, so basically AdMech and AdMech just doing so much damage against everybody else. Just shoot forever, all the buffs. Killed 5 dreads this turn.
Oh, sorry. I forgot the Lehman Russ.
And yeah, and then these guys deep struck over there. So I totally forgot about them, but kept in. So he charged and killed 7 of them. So there's 2 left. And then over here, these 2 guys are still alive. A bunch of Eldar are still alive. A bunch of almost all the Necrons are still alive. The other Hierophant. Both of them. This thing is fucking still alive. All the Hive Guard are still alive. Lots of nids. Nids on nids. That's a hate crime. And then we got both Baneblades still alive. All these Karn. Bloody. Bloody. Alright, so we're gonna come back after turn 3. Don't know what I can finish up over here. Because I got the Mortal Wound Librarian, so he can walk up, do some damage. 1 Grandmaster, and I like.
Yeah, my range is like.
Yeah, I just don't see
My range is like.
me clearing this table this turn. And then, I mean, these tanks are gonna not really do a ton because of this fucking line of sight blocking terrain. So basically, it's going to be tough to come back against that AdMech. Like that AdMech, and he's got all of his AdMech left. But we will be back. Alright, so top of 3. You just look at the board. This thing's still freaking alive somehow. Strider's about to do some work. Nobody's on the objective there. Shit ton of AdMech. This basically whole table was ignored. Moving this way. We have no more Helldrake. The unit of Striders are dead. That thing, don't know where he's going. He still has all the dudes. I teleported my 1 Dread Knight to shoot it. He's made the save. Everything over here is dead. So everything basically died from this blob right here, just shooting over there. And this whole blob shot over here. So all he has left is these servitor dudes, small unit that is controlling the objective, 1 tank, the HQ, tech priest, and a bunch of unit dudes over here. We did fall back and kill these Striders that were in units, so hopefully we forget about those guys. Still got a bunch of tanks over here, so it's not. We'll see. We'll see at the end of bottom 2 what the hell's going to happen. Eldar still have a ton of stuff left. Necron's kind of whittling down. He's got the big flyer over there. Dave's doing pretty good. Dave's doing pretty good here. Not sure about the objective. Yeah. Perfect. That's all we needed. Dave is crushing over there. We got 2 Hierophants just kind of chilling. More big bugs. Hive Guard, just right here, surrounded by all the Ripper swarms. And then 2 Bane. What happened on this table?
We broke through the line.
Both in combat.
No, my object is still there. He stopped the guys that were doing the incantation.
That's good. The hell Drake over there stopped ours, so that was good.
Yeah, no.
Karn's still alive? Con?
Yeah, he's still alive. He's got 30 minutes left. And since he's away from everybody, I plan on blowing him up.
Nice. Cool, so we'll be back after bottom of turn 3. That Titan is still alive? The Titans are hard to kill. Yeah.
You can only take 3 wounds of face.
I know, it sucks.
If you put them on the terrain, or say that you put them on the terrain, I'll let you adjust it. Then you
So much admech left. Like, it's so scary over there. There's the little Striders.
I mean,
Oh, it's bad. We lost the Grandmaster. So we have 1 Grandmaster left, 1 regular Dread. We lost the Dreadnought. I put that somewhere. Right here. So Dreadnought died. We still have the blob here. Admech's still shooting. About to kill some of these tanks. We finished off those guys, which is great. So I have 2 jumpy dudes that potentially could do something. Lots of Necrons. The dude is literally coming back and just slaughtering everybody in melee. Yeah, Necrons are looking good over there. Tyranids on Tyranids. Hate crime. And then this board is just brutal. These tanks are ginormous. They're so cool.
16 saves a -1, but you're in cover, so it's normal 6.
Alrighty. Wow. Alright, so end of top of 3. This thing's about to die. All these guys are about to die. This is the last turn, by the way. So we played 3 turns. So we knew that this was going to be our last turn. So basically we just moved up and shot everything. They have to basically control this, try and control that. The only way you can control these are with OBSEC infantry units. So basically, I put all my troops, 3 units of troops over here. These little guys, not this, could just be troops, but OBSEC for our main thing. So I basically got 1, 2, 3 units here, another unit over here, and a unit that really ran over here to get that. So hopefully I can keep these guys alive. This core unit, oh yeah, he ran. Everything else over here died. The Warlord died. My little Warlord's still there. He's probably going to die though. Librarian messed up. He moved up and didn't have anything line of sight because I forgot. And then he couldn't shoot anything. So literally, Libby didn't do anything that turn.
yeah, you can't get that.
Is your Warlord still alive?
Yeah, right there.
Are we going to advance?
That one.
No.
Yeah.
Yes, it's about to get obliterated.
Okay, cool. Because if not, I definitely have 2 basilists that have 30.5 feet.
Just trying to see if you can get to those guys.
My warlord's alive here. That was standing next to Dreadnought.
Yeah, Craig, help him out with that.
This guy.
All right, so these guys all moved up and basically finished off the Admech. We killed the Warlord over there. This thing, I don't know what it did, but it's aiming that way. Eldar still alive. Objectives there. Necrons are all alive. Tyranids are just swarming everything. All those Tyranids are still alive. This just looks brutal.
These guys are doing nothing. So I can either sit here and not waste any time.
So basically they're just trying to get as many points as they possibly can on the last turn. But we killed 3 Warlords last turn, so that was pretty cool. Maybe if we can live, we'll be good. I have a 3++ I haven't used yet, so we'll see if they can kill this guy. So it's actually turn 4. I messed that up. I thought it was only 3 turns, but it's 4 turns. That's probably why a lot of shit's dead. Is anybody shooting these guys? All right.
Last one because you told everybody to shoot.
Why? Might as well.
I do have 48 inches. I'm going to shoot the squad in the front.
Yep, that's fine. All right, -1. Well, they technically are in the forest, so.
So 3D, 3 shots. That was forced to hit.
Nice, nice.
And 3's to win.
So 4 at
-2 for 2 each.
3 die. Cool. All right, cool. So hitting on 5s, that guy is going to shoot the last 2 guys here. Lots of shots, right?
Yes.
12, not 6.
Here we go.
There's 3 guys there. I can't think I can count. Alright, so 4.
That could have been better.
3 hits. Strength
6.
6.
Oh yeah, so 2 extras.
Is that just innately?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 2.
2 at -1.
For 2. Or sorry, -2 for 1.
-2 for 1, so 1 dice. Boom. 1 guy left.
Only throw my shots at the one guy, but
You got to.
kinda.
You can split.
I could, but I don't trust my shoot. Three's to hit, or 4's to hit because it recovers.
Yep, 6s explode.
6's explode.
And this is into the 1 guy?
Yes.
Okay.
That's 6.
And he's dead.
Does it blow up?
6, the guys in the back. Or middle squad, I should say. Wow. That was harsh.
So 2 hits.
3. Oh yeah, 2 hits. That's 4.
It exploded.
What on?
You blew it up.
The night, the
1 wound.
warlord that exploded.
Yay. I did something.
13 inches. The Warbringer, you mean? Yeah, the Warbringer. Congrats.
Big thing blew up 13 inches.
I always root against the biggest thing on the table. Alright. It's just how I roll. First, we're going to start with that priest because I'm a vindictive jerk.
Everything just dies.
Alright,
P6 mortal wounds.
2d6 mortal wounds.
He died. He died.
The little guy.
Everything else is gonna get.
the Iron Stratus. 10 more.
10.
What's your
Four. So 2 are dead.
The drill. 6 mortal wounds.
6 mortal wounds on the drill.
Let's see if I can full body myself. No, I'm
7.
half body.
What was the total range?
4 turns to blow up the big guy.
13 inches.
So that is cool.
No, kill Frank's guys because it doesn't matter.
So I think we're gonna hold this honestly. Possibly. And then that's open. This one looks like they got that one. So it's gonna be close. Gotta see who the hell is.
Doing
Oh,
everything I could to avoid your counter.
who's got this one?
We're going to fight over it. Because that's 10 points.
But it's Ripper Swarms versus Gene Stealers.
Yes. The problem is there's a bunch of Ripper Swarms.
That's gonna be fun.
2s. 2 saves. 2 saves at -1.
Dying. I thought he's dying.
-2, sorry.
How much damage?
3 points of damage. One guy's blowing up and the other guy.
Assaulting the librarian. Hell yeah! Get in there.
My shtick in games has been, the Knights has been.
Yeah, he's in there.
We're gonna say he's more than an inch away from each other.
Sure, why not? How many attacks?
I don't know. It's been so long since I've used a regular
Oh, you
warlord.
look so cool.
He was my warlord for the longest time because I didn't have anything better.
So we got the Libby, which didn't do shit, into the Lord. And they're just gonna fight in the forest over here. Cool.
5, so 3.
See, what's funny is the Libby has the Cant Embrace, so it's -1 damage. And he's got a 5-0, which doesn't really matter, so. Let's see if he lives.
Yes.
6 attacks, here we go. Hitting on.
On 2s.
Nice.
Rerolling his own 1s because I don't have to worry about core. I don't explode 6s on him.
No strength?
5.
Strength 5.
So, wow. So just 3 at
3
minus.
saves. 5 outs.
Says I can check you.
Fit save 2. What's the damage? 1 damage.
Power sword.
Nice. Alrighty, so get 5 attacks. I don't know if he has 5 or 4. Check. Alright, 4 attacks coming in. Hitting on 3s. All hit. Strength 6. Toughness 4. Hitting on 3s. Holy shit. 4 wounds with a mortal wound.
4 up in roll.
That is hilarious. Alright, another character bites the dust. Does he blow up?
Toughness
Ah, I was gonna give it to him.
-3.
Cool. All right, so like I said, it was super fun. We did lose in the end, so I should have recorded the ceremony, but they gave out a lot of prizes. I think it was like $20 to enter, so there was a lot of prizes to give out. We all got pins from the Games Workshop thing, so I actually got a Grey Knight pin. I got a Dark Eldar pin, and I traded the other guy who plays Dark Eldar for a Grey Knight pin. So it's pretty cool. I got a Grey Knight pin, and also that objective I told you guys about that I was controlling. At the end of the thing, he said, "All right, we have a special objective. Can you guys guess which one it was?" And I was like, "Is it the Tyrannid ball?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he gave me his prize support. Jack, he's such a nice guy. So I was able to get like $45 or something for controlling that objective, because him and Craig decided one of the objectives, if somebody can control that for the end of the game, they would get that $25 prize. So nobody knew until he announced it, and I actually was able to control it not knowing, because TJ basically never came on my side of the table. So I was able to hold it. He wasn't able to clear me off. So I won $25, so appreciate it, TJ. And then I get an extra 25 from Jack because I guessed that it was the Tyrannid ball, which was the only Tyrannid objective on the whole table. So that's pretty cool. So that's what I won. But we lost by like 30 or 45 points. A lot of our warlords died, and they get points for that. They get points for controlling the objectives. There's a lot of points that I didn't really think about. Like, oh crap, that we missed out on. But it was still super, super fun. We're going to do it again next year. I don't know how we can max it out, but it's just a once a year thing. It's called MANFEST. So I don't know who created it or created the name. It's probably Jack, but it's definitely fun to go play. Apocalypse, I definitely like it in 9th edition if you do it this way, because you're not able to go through the table quarters. You have to roll near you, so you keep it going. The turns were, I believe, an hour, and the first turn that we took only lasted like 30 minutes because there wasn't a lot to do because everybody was so super far away. But every single time, I don't think we actually used the full hour. We only made it to 4 turns, and we actually finished pretty early compared to what we thought we were gonna end at like 9 o'clock. We finished around 5. We started at 9:30 thanks to Kev, and then we finished around 5. So yeah, it was really fun. A lot of good guys. Nobody really argued because there's no point to argue. It's just a fun game. And yeah, so guys, hopefully you enjoyed it. More of this stuff to come. Once we get up to 1,000 subs, we'll be able to do this stuff live. So we'll be able to stream our Monday night games live, which I have 3 more I have to edit now for the channel. And then yeah, so guys, I appreciate it. Thanks for clicking on the video, and we'll see you in another battle report soon.